Hello my Wolfpack and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Competitive Guide video. So today we're covering Klinklang. Klinklang is actually a really interesting Pokemon. I think it definitely has some ability to be used. It's got access to a couple of good moves. Its stats are actually pretty good. Base 100 attack, which is really good. Base 115 defense, which again, fantastic. Base 60 HP is a little bit lower than you'd probably want, so it can be a bit of a problem. But base 85 special defense is still pretty good. And base 90 speed as well is very good also. Having base 70 special attack is a little bit low, and it does have mostly a special move pool, so that's kind of what brings it down. But I think we've got some interesting sets there. We've got 4 sets, 2 generic and 2 dynamax. I should also say as well, this is an update from the Isle of Armor update video. Sorry, Isle of Armor update. If you would like to check out the previous video, please go check out the card in the corner. Obviously, I'd recommend you do this at the end of the video so you can see these sets that I've come up with. Whilst I'm also plugging, I would really appreciate if you like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out and it would be really appreciated. Okay, so jumping into Klinklang, on here I have put a red card. Now red card could be really effective. Let's say someone switches something into you and then they use a move on you and the red card activates, they're gone, they have to do another switch to get them back in. So red card can be really effective, especially when you're setting up with dynamaxing. I find that red card works best, but red card here works nicely also. You could go for like leftovers or life orb if you wanted to as well. It's entirely up to you. For the ability, I've gone for Clear Body. Now, Clear Body allows for you to not have your stat stages lowered because you're a physical Pokemon. Intimidate Pokemon do become a little bit of a problem. Now, you do have plus and minus as the ability. Honestly, that's only relevant in doubles, and even in doubles, it's not a very good combination. Like, typically, it's a nice combination, but it's really not worth it. So, you might as well just go for the Clear Body as all of the abilities here. Move-wise, I've gone for Shift Gear. Now, Shift Gear is a fantastic move. It increases your speed by 2 stages and your attack by 1. Now, with base 90 speed and base 100 attack, that means that you are going to be incredibly strong. And with your defenses, it means you're likely to be able to live at least 1 hit. Now, if you can get 2 of these off, you are going to be able to almost guaranteedly sweep. Move-wise, I've gone for Gear Grind. Gear Grind is a fantastic move. It's base 50 accuracy, but it hits, base 50 power, but it hits twice in 1 turn. So that can be really good against other opponents, and also it will break sashes and allow for you to potentially 1-hit KO Pokemon which had a sash, which can be fantastic. We have then got Wild Charge. Wild Charge is a fantastic move as well. Strong electric type move, hits a variety of different Pokemon. It does have recoil though, so do be cautious there. And the only issue here is that this is basically all that we have for our physical set. You could go for potentially Facade as an option, or you could potentially go for Assurance, which I believe is a transfer move only, and then Rock Smash. Those are basically your only moves that you really have access to for your physical side, so that's the unfortunate thing about Klinklang. The final move I went for here was Thunder Wave. Now, Thunder Wave could allow for you to be able to get your Shift Gear off a little bit easier. If you paralyze Pokemon, they might want to switch out so you can get Shift Gear activated or set up, or you can just slow down the opposing Pokemon, which can help your team in general. EV's gone for max attack and max speed with an adamant nature, so more attack, less special attack, and 4 EVs and special defense. As your speed is going to be about 550 after a Shift Gear, I would always recommend going for the adamant nature here. That's what I think would work best. Going on to our second Klinklang, we have, I've left the abilities plus here, but I meant to change it to Clear Body. It's always going to be Clear Body unless you'll go for like the double strategy of it. And I'd recommend doing like Klinklang with an electric type, because I think only electric types get hold of it. But yeah, this second one is more of a Trick Room support set. So we have leftovers on here allowing for us to heal ourselves up because we're going to get hit a few times. We have Toxic, which is a transfer only move, so you would have to transfer a Klinklang with Toxic already. But Toxic can be effective in 1, breaking down walls, because they obviously can live a few hits, so allowing for Toxic to start breaking them down so they have to switch out. Or setup sweepers. So let's say that you have a couple of setup sweepers that have Swords Dance. They need 2 Swords Dances to be able to sweep your team, but they've gone for that and they don't have enough time to take out your team because the Toxic is racked up too much and they've fainted. Or they've set up 1 Swords Dance and they can't have enough power to take you out. So again, the Toxic will just cause issues for them. So that can work quite nicely. Gear Grind again, I've put on here, fantastic Steel type attack. Magic Coat I've put as the final one here, and it bounces back certain non-damaging moves. So things like hazards, if you're predicting any hazards to happen, that could be really handy as well. And then finally I've put Trick Room. Trick Room is a fantastic move for especially slow teams. If you're running a slower team, like for example Krikelda is a really good Trick Room Pokemon, Rhyperior, Tyranitar, Colossal. Lots of those Pokemon are really good in Trick Room because they are naturally very slow. So having a good, reliable Trick Room user, especially in a Steel type, can be quite nice because most Trick Room users are typically Psychic types. Now, move-wise, EV-wise, I've gone for max HP and max defense with a relaxed nature, so more defense and less speed. You could possibly even go as a max HP, max speed, so you can get the Trick Room off fast. So if you're planning on fainting, for example, so that is a possibility for you to be able to run with like a Jolly Nature on here if you wanted to go for that. It's a bit more tricky when you get into the Trick Room scenario with that though, so you kind of have to play your cards right, I suppose. If you want to take Magic Coat off and go for like Wild Charge, you definitely can. I didn't say that, but yeah, you can modify these sets as you see fit. Now, going for the first Dynamax set, we have gone on our special attack. Our special attack is relatively low at base 70, but we are going to try and activate a weakness policy. Now, what's really good, if you do this in doubles, you can always have a Pokemon with you. For example, like, I don't know, Dusclops, that's going to use Bulldoze to activate your weakness policy. It's a weak ground type attack, for example. So you can always go for that. Ability, as I said, I don't think I'd bother to change it because I was going to just explain it, but Clear Body is always going to be the option. And then when you Dynamax, you've got a few options here. So you've got Rising Voltage. Now, Rising Voltage, when you use when Dynamax, it turns to Max Lightning. Max Lightning will set up the Electric Terrain. The Electric Terrain will then allow for you to double the power of your Rising Voltage when you're out of Dynamax for Pokemon that are grounded. So if you have a Pokemon with Gravity as well, that could help you a great deal also. So anything that's on the ground will be hit by double power Rising Voltage. Flash Cannon, which is strong and stab, but that will turn to Max Steel Spike, increasing up your defense. You've got Power Gem to set up the Sandstorm in case you need that. Maybe you have a Sand Rush user or a Sand Force user potentially, but there's a couple of options there. And finally, Thunder Wave in case you need to go for Max Guard or just paralyze the Pokemon. That could be really handy for you. EVs, max special attack and max speed with a timid nature, so more speed, less attack, and 4 EVs and special defense. You could go for max HP and max special attack if you wanted to with a modest nature, but that's entirely up to you. And finally, we have got another Dynamax set. So on here I've gone for the physical side. We have Rock Smash, which will turn to Max Knuckle, increasing up your attack stat. I've gone for Life Orb as our item on here. Now, Life Orb will take 10% of your health every time you use an attacking move, but it will boost the power 1.3 times. So that could help you obviously take out more Pokemon. Now, you can always go for things like Red Card, Choice Band, Assortment of Berries, Weakness Policy, Leftovers, lots of different things you can go for. This is just one for. We've then got Wild Charge, which you can set up the Electric Terrain if you need that on there for any reason. So maybe you've got like a Surge Surfer Raichu in the back, for example. You've got Steel Roller. Now, Steel Roller can get rid of the terrain. So let's say you've set up that Electric Terrain when you've Dynamaxed. You use Steel Roller, which is your powerful Steel type attack. It will destroy the terrain, so it can be obviously beneficial or not beneficial basing on what you're doing. And I've also put Gear Grind on here because realistically you're only going to be able to use Steel Roller once out of Dynamax because you're going to straight away destroy the terrain unless you're planning on destroying the terrain that an opposing Pokemon's setting up. So for example, if you've got a Draft League where you know your opponent has Rillaboom, you can then use Steel Roller to get rid of that grassy terrain which Rillaboom is going to take advantage of. EV's gone for max attack and max speed with a Jolly Nature, so more speed, less in special attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. Anyways, that is all for today, so I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Anyways, I'm out of here, so have a good one, and I'll see you soon.